Hi guys, I'm back. I apologize about that. I had to take my puppy out. But this is continuing the plant based commandments. We were speaking about fluoride. So that's basically it about fluoride. I just tend to stay away from it. From once in a while, it may be okay to use. I'm not exactly sure. It depends on, your body and what you think. But as for me, I stay away from it. Now, spring water. So, spring bottled water is one of these things where people go gung ho crazy once again. First and foremost, you don't even know exactly what you're getting. You can be getting toilet water from Tahiti and they bottle it and sell it to you for $5 a pop. So be careful where you get your sources from. There are also water testers out here, pH testers. It tests the acidic properties inside of the water and things like that. So invest in that if you're high strong on the water thing. One thing I do want to say though, however, spring water, it contains minerals, a various amount of minerals, and it actually helps us. So the purified water, I've learned that that completely strips all the substances and contaminants. Although this is a healthy choice, but it contains, because it contains some essential minerals, excuse me. So, the best high quality water that I've learned about, it actually is in Switzerland. Switzerland is repeatedly recognized as the country with the best quality tap water in the world. Now listen to this, guys. I have not drank tap water. I'm talking 30 years, probably longer. I won't touch it. My children won't touch it. My grandchildren won't touch it. We do not drink out of anybody's sink. We could be parched. We may gargle in it, but we're not going to drink it. So, Switzerland, like I was saying, it has the best quality tap water in the world. The country has strict water treatment standards and superior natural resources with an average rainfall per year of 60.5 inches. In fact, 80% of their drinking water comes from natural springs and groundwater. So that right there tells you about this water there and why they're able to drink out of their tap water. So when you have some time, uh, look up Switzerland and their water system and what it is that they're doing there and why the quality there is so great. Let's talk about canned food, processed food. Um, my personal take is just that, I mean, it's been in the can, it's been preserved, first of all. So it has preservatives in there. We spoke on that earlier in one of my other segments. It's been in the can for God knows how long, and it's capable of being in the can for another, I don't know how long after you purchase it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking years and years and years and years of something that we are putting inside of our bodies inside of this aluminum can. Not to mention, like I said, it's in an aluminum can. So aluminum is something that I was just saying to stay away from, as far as for cooking and things like that. So when you're storing your food inside of something that has all these preservatives in it, it has to be toxic. So I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. I spoke on something called BPA. It's kind of hard for me to pronounce exactly what. So I'm going to try very hard to pronounce this. So just deal with me. It's bisphenol A. And what that is basically is a chemical compound. And it's one of the simplest. And it's best known as bisphenols. It produced by condensation of phenyl and acetone. Uh, so that's a chemical toxin. This chemical toxin is a concern because of the health effects on the brain and the prostate glands of fetuses, infants, and children. it can also affect your children's behavior. So I encourage you to do some research on BPA. Also, it increases your blood pressure. It has something to do with type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. So when you get time, like I said before, please look up BPA or bisphenol A. You spell it Bisphenol and then the letter A. Not to mention that canned foods can be contaminated with a bacteria that can cause botulism and paralyzation. So for me, I just stay away from canned foods. However, I do have some in my cupboard. That's just in case the world comes to the end and I have absolutely nothing and I'm waiting for my garden to completely grow. So that's the only way that you will catch me popping a top on a lid can. Or if I happen to go to a restaurant that does use a canned food and I have no awareness of it. That's the only way I stay away from it. A lot of people out here, and I hope you guys do not take this the wrong way. I do not want to offend anyone. I just honestly want to make people aware. You know, there's a lot of women and men that are out here on assistance, and you're getting government assistance first of all. They're trying to make it to where you can't even purchase fresh produce and things like that. But instead of doing that, a lot of these parents and women and children, women and men out here, they're going to Aldi's and different places in the grocery stores, Giant Eagle or wherever they're going, Save a Lot, and they're purchasing tons and tons of canned food. Mainly because they're cheap and they get them in abundance. But let me tell you that you're purchasing something that is harmful to you and that is ultimately killing you and whoever you're feeding it to. So I suggest strongly that you invest your money and time into fresh produce. If you cannot grow your own produce, I'm going to make a segment on that too because I actually was successful in planting gardens and growing different things. My grandmother was, her mother was, her mother was, my grandfather was. This is just something that is traditional that has been passed down to me, the knowledge of that. So I am more fortunate than others, but you guys have to really just dig deep and learn for yourselves, gain this knowledge for yourselves. But like I was saying, invest your time and your money into fresh produce. If you cannot get fresh produce, once again, I urge you to get frozen foods, something that you can store in your freezer and keep for a long period of time. We have hydrogenated oils, and what those are, it's a process, liquid unsaturated fat, normally blended, a solid fat by using added hydrogen. That's basically what that is. And a lot of minorities and just not just minorities, excuse me, I should not say that, but a lot of America, period, they are cooking in this type of oil. They're cooking in it mainly, once again, it's one of those cheap products, and you can get it in an abundance. For one, I try my best to stay completely away from it, and I'm actually doing pretty good to the point where if you catch me with a jar of vegetable oil, a container of vegetable oil, trust me, I just bought it and it's in my house for months. I'm talking 5, 6, 7 months. Typically, the type of oils that I cook in almond oil. I cook in a olive oil. I apologize about that, guys. My dog is absolutely crazy in the morning, especially if another dog walks past the door, the window. It's like she knows. We trained her very, very well. Her hearing is very extensive, like all pets, but she is just phenomenal when it comes to being territorial and also very protective of us, especially me. She loves mommy. So I do apologize about that. And with that being said, I believe I was talking about processed oils, hydrogenated oils. And I'm not sure if I mentioned the fact that a lot of people are using them because they are very cheap, and things like that. I, for one, myself, I use almond oils. I use a very high quality of olive oil. I also use sesame oil. Um, I'm going to do a bio with that, as well as some of the products that I do use and where I do get my products from, because I know a lot of people will be interested in that. Um, and I am going to end this segment because I am totally at a loss for words from my puppy. I think she wants a little bit of my attention, so I'm going to give it to her and then I'll be back at a later date. Thank you again for listening, and this is Sugar or Shits.